Well, it looks like we are in a little bit of a predicament, aren't we? So I don't personally know the exact numbers when it comes to how many people have came across our border. But the numbers that I've seen are 6 million in the past 3 years, which is more than most of the cities in the country. Some would consider that a problem. Other people think it's just what America needs to be. We need to be this country where we just let everyone in and it's kind of a free-for-all. You know what's interesting about this whole thing? We have sent hundreds of billions of dollars to secure Ukraine's border. Hundreds of billions of dollars. But in Texas, the feds don't care. So I want to get into what I think is going to happen with this, but let me just say something. For me at this time, it's not even about all the people coming in. It's about the fentanyl. There's enough fentanyl to kill 275 million Americans that has came across the border so far. But no, it's not a problem. It's not a problem. So anyways, the other day, Governor Abbott put out this letter essentially stating that Texas is being invaded. Now, Biden, I know this is going to be tough for you to answer, but what country is Texas a part of, unfortunately? That's right, the United States of America. So ultimately, it is the federal government's job. It is your job to secure every border that the country has. It's your job. Now, the states can help facilitate it. We obviously have border patrol, that kind of deal, but it's not built to handle that many people. So Governor Abbott has the National Guard down there essentially trying to stop this invasion. And guess who has a problem with it? Guess. That's right, Joe Biden and all the Democrats, including Democrats in Austin, Texas.
As it stands right now, you might be able to make out behind me, Texas's razor wire is still here inside of Shelby Park. It remains untouched. However, the Biden administration has now warned Texas it has until tomorrow to allow Biden's border agents back into Shelby Park and the ability to remove Texas's razor wire as it sees fit. A federal attorney writes to Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton that the Supreme Court ruled in favor of the Biden administration, ending a temporary restraining order that prohibited Biden's border agents from touching Texas razor wire in and around Shelby Park. The Biden administration goes into detail about the access it wants. It wants access to Shelby Park, also the nearby boat launch and the international bridge.
All right, so I don't know about you guys, but that sounds like a threat to me. You do this by the 26th. I don't know if that's today or tomorrow, depending on when I post this video, but you do this or else. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Who is loyal to who? I mean, the feds are saying that, oh, you're just gonna take our National Guard away. You're gonna make them, I don't know, a part of the military or just, I don't know, seize them.
They now are allowed to cut down razor wire. Yeah. Some Democrats are saying the president needs to federalize the Texas National Guard.
I mean, how do you expect to do that? They're taking orders from someone as the National Guard of Texas. So what, are you going to just bypass all their commanders and say, okay, well, now all of you belong to us? How do you think that's going to happen with the amount of states that are supporting Texas at the moment? So we're going to get into this question. I'm going to play this video of a guy that I found, and this is going to kind of be the answer on if this is going to essentially start a civil war or if our military respects the Constitution.
Everybody wants my freaking opinion on what's going on in the country right now. I'm not going to give it to you. You know what I am going to tell you? If you're a Marine, if you're a service member of this country, the United States of America, you got freaking one overall job and one overall mission is to be combat ready. You understand? If something happens and we go to freaking war today, tonight, your job isn't to be ready for a PFT. It's not to be ready for a freaking CFT. It's to be ready for combat.
Look, I guess you could say it like that, but for me, your one overall mission is to protect our Constitution. That's why we go across seas and fight wars, because we don't want to be invaded, which we are being right now, and we don't want a threat to our Constitution. Yes, being combat ready is a part of that, obviously, but that's the first, and in my opinion, only job, protecting our Constitution, like every law enforcement officer that's ever been sworn in, any other officer of the law. So that's the question. that comes into play here. If the Texas National Guard says, you know what, no, we're staying here. What are they going to send the United States military over there? Then what? What if you send the military over there to collect them all? I guess that's what you were planning on doing. Then what? What if they don't go? What if they don't go? And they shouldn't, by the way, because they're trying to stop an invasion. If anything, Biden should be saying, okay, well, maybe the National Guard isn't enough. Maybe we need to send the real military down there to stop this, to help them. But no, instead, we're doing this whole, well, you have until the 26th to stop this or else. Let me tell you something. This is a recipe for the start of a civil war. Because what do you think all of the true American patriots in Texas are going to do? Whose side do you think they're going to be on? Do you think they're going to be like, oh, well, it's the military. The military's down here to collect all the National Guard, so I guess, yeah. Whose side do you think they're going to be on? Serious. And if the military does get sent down there, how many of them are going to cooperate? I would hope none. But at the end of the day, they have orders, right? We come back to, how is this going to play out? I have a feeling a lot of Texans, and apparently a lot of other states, are going to be down there. Or I guess a better word is be ready, like this gentleman said, be combat ready for anything. Now, I think this is a perfect time to understand that if you do get into a situation, I think that says it. You shouldn't trust insurance with your self-defense. It's one of the biggest reasons why I've partnered with attorneys on retainer. They're a law firm. They're not one of these self-defense insurance companies that has a whole bunch of exclusions on why they don't have to cover you. The founder is Mark J. Victor. He's a Marine. Great guy, salt of the earth. They also run the law firm Attorneys for Freedom. But the coverage is absolutely fantastic. It's the best in the industry by far. They have bail coverage. They have a 24/7 hotline. If you get into a self-defense situation, someone will pick up. And then they cover you all the way through trial. And if you lose, you aren't having to pay the money back like some of these other concealed carry insurance companies. So we're giving you $50 off when you sign up right now. Apparently, with what's going on in the nation, get your coverage with attorneys on retainer and protect yourself and your family. So I guess I just have one question in regards to all this. How could this have been avoided? Maybe just respect our country. Like if the feds respected our country and they said, okay, we've got veterans who are offing themselves every day because they're not getting the medical attention, the psychiatric attention that they need. But no, we'll just let 6 million people every 3 years just come through our border and that'll help it. We got so many issues in this country that our government can't figure out. They can't figure it out or they just don't want to. But now we're just adding people here. And a lot of drugs too. This could have been avoided by just having pride in your country. Being a little selfish, saying, you know what, until we fix our issues, we don't want some other people coming over and taking more of the resources that we don't have. It's just a shame.